Earlier today, Supercell posted a Q&A where they answered some questions from the community, and we're going to run through it here because there's some really interesting information, including some solutions to ore farming for competitive players and the possibility of Town Hall 17 in 2024. Let's take a look. So we're not going to go over every question they answered. We're just going to go over the ones that I found the most interesting. If you guys want to go through the entire thing, I will post the link to this down in the description below, and you guys can check it out for yourselves. But let's go ahead and jump in. We are going to start here with the question number 1 that they answered, asking about using heroes in war while they're upgrading. And their answer to this is actually a little bit interesting. Like I've said before, this is one of the biggest ways that Supercell gets money, but it's interesting that they're looking into changing up their main sources of revenue and potentially allowing something like this in the future. We've already seen, of course, the gold pass did increase a bit in price recently, and they did add these events that seem to be happening every couple of months. Hopefully we got another one that will be coming up in like April if they keep that same sort of cadence for the events. But they do have that event pass, which also is another source of income, and now we also have ores, which yet another source of income. So hopefully they're able to spread it out a bit and maybe start leaning harder into cosmetics, which I've said before, Supercell could probably lean more into cosmetic sales like other games like Fortnite, and then they don't have to rely so heavily on the hero upgrades, and then they could do something that would allow heroes to be used in war or in regular attacks while they are actively upgrading. So interesting to see where that goes in the future. Next question number 2. Somebody asked about clan wars for builder base, which could be kind of a neat thing, but their answer to this is saying that they're focused on the home village for this entire year. So I guess that means we're not really getting anything for builder base and maybe not getting anything for clan capital this year, which is interesting. I kind of figured the next update would be home village, and then the couple of updates after that would be builder base and clan capital respectively, but it looks like is going to be mostly home village, and it also looks like it's going to be a big home village update at the end of the year, and we'll get to that here shortly. Question number 3 addresses part of the problem with ores that I've talked about in some of my previous videos, mainly for competitive players who can't do regular war spins for ores while they're supposed to be doing friendly wars in tournaments. So that's actually something that they're saying they're going to address in the next update, which is absolutely huge. I'm assuming they're going to let or not have war timers affect friendly wars, but maybe they have a different solution. We'll have to wait and see how they're going to approach it, because when they talked about it before, they did say that it would take a bit of an overhaul to get the war timer off of friendly wars, but we'll see what happens with that one. In the 4th question, they talk about the possibility of an ore mine here, which they did say that they want ore farming to be active. They don't want it to be a passive activity, but the interesting part of their answer here is they want to have ores available in more places. So in the previous video, I talked about them potentially adding ores to something like the gold pass, or just finding other ways for us to earn ores outside of, well, what is mainly our source right now, regular wars. You can get them in star bonus, but that's really the only other way outside of events. So question 5 is really interesting. You guys may or may not remember, but a while back, they actually gave a bit of a poll to find out what players want to see changed in the in clan chats, because clan chat hasn't changed much. Well, it hasn't really changed ever, and they want to make it they want to add a bit more to it and make it more user-friendly, make it more useful. And it looks like those changes are finally going to be implemented in the next update, because they did this poll a while back. This was before Town Hall 16, so very excited to see what gets added to the clan chats. So question number 6 is kind of a big deal as well. This person is asking about the in-game recruitment, which at the moment is basically non-existent. And it says that they have actually started working on doing something to improve the recruitment system, which hopefully means, you know, rebuild, because right now the recruitment system is worse than terrible. It's worse than useless. But it's good news to find out that they are working on it. Unfortunately, looks like we probably won't hear anything on this anytime in the near future, but hopefully by the end of the year, there's going to be a decent way in the game to actually recruit players. Question number 7 just asks about the progress bars, which if you guys don't know what they're asking here, if you go to upgrade something before they change the UI, you're able to see how much upgraded that next level is going to be and how close that puts you to being maxed on whatever it is you're upgrading. The new UI got rid of those progress bars, and it's incredibly frustrating. But Supercell is saying that that is something they're working on. We don't know, obviously, how far out that is. I think if this was something for the next update, they probably would have said. So again, this will probably be something towards the end of 2024. They do go into a bit more detail on this answer. If you guys want to check that out again, that link is down in the description below. Skipping down to question number 11, and this is probably the biggest piece of information we got out of the Q&A, and it asks, is the new Town Hall update schedule now 12 months instead of roughly 18 months? And they actually said yes to this, so it looks like instead of waiting 18 months, we actually waited like 14 months from Town Hall 15 to 16, but now it looks like we're only going to be waiting 12 months. So they're going to do basically a new Town Hall level every year. At least that's what they're saying the plan is now. Of course, that could change in the future, but at the moment, it looks like they're planning to launch the next Town Hall at the end of the year. So based on what they're saying here, this would put Town Hall 17 at December of 2024, which is absolutely crazy. Now, 12 months does sound kind of fast, but I kind of like the idea of, you know, new year, new Town Hall level. It kind of works out. I do hope that they adjust the upgrade times for the lower Town Hall levels, because even with 18 months, players are already feeling like they can never catch up, and technically free-to-play players can't catch up at the moment. And I don't know if that's necessarily going to change, but I do think the lower Town Hall levels definitely need to be faster, because the more players we have at the top level of the game, the better. But yeah, a new 12-month cycle for new Town Hall levels is really interesting, and it means Town Hall 17 this year, which is crazy. Question 12, the answer to this one was also kind of interesting. Somebody asked about clan name changes. Now, I didn't think this was something they were even considering working on, but apparently it's technically on the schedule, but they said it's not concretely scheduled in. But it looks like it is something they're looking into doing down the line. Now, the way they talk about it here, they're saying they got other stuff that's more of a priority, obviously, and other things may come up that'll still be a higher priority, but it's still a possibility that at some point in the future there would be clan name changes, and I think that would be kind of a neat feature, so we'll keep an eye on that. Question 17, somebody asked about clan alliances or clans that have multiple clans connecting with some feature, which I've been hoping for a long time that they would implement something to help connect clans that are technically in a family or alliance or what have you. And they kind of talk about this, but they say they haven't really gone too deep into it. They do have an interesting idea at the bottom of this post, which says they could add a whitelist feature, which would allow players to be whitelisted and join a clan that's either set to invite only or closed without an invite. I think that would be a nice step in the right direction. Hopefully they do start looking a bit more into this, because I do think it would be great for the game to be able to connect clan families and alliances, and that would help bring clan families and alliances a bit more into the Clash community, because right now they're a little bit more behind the scenes, because basically entirely is done through third-party apps like Discord and all that. But it would be a neat thing to see some more features, maybe where global chat used to be, put in a chat for clan alliances, and I don't know, have a way to connect the clans that are in that alliance or family to that chat. I can definitely see how it's a difficult thing to tackle, so we'll see if anything ends up coming out of this, but hopefully there's some things that can help connect clan families. Alright, the last question on this list that we're going to take a look at for this video is question number 29. Are there any viable proposed solutions to adding a 5th or more heroes? And they said they do plan on adding more heroes in the future, but 4 heroes is going to be the limit per attack, which I think is perfect. Basically have heroes the way you have pets. You select which heroes you're going to take into a battle and do it that way. I think that would be really cool. It's going to add extra variety to attacks whenever they do get around to adding another hero. Maybe at the end of the year with Town Hall 17, who knows. But that is also going to help out tremendously with hero upgrades and using heroes in war. Because, for example, for pets, if there's a pet that I want to upgrade, like the fox, I haven't worried about spending gems or hero books on the fox when it's upgrading, because I have so many other pets to choose from. I just use different pets while the fox is down, and I would probably do the same thing with heroes as long as the 5th hero was a good viable option. Now, if a 5th hero came in and it didn't really work with any of my armies, then I'd be in a bit of a pickle, but it would be a neat thing to have the heroes to be able to rotate through, and then I could say, okay, the RC is going down for upgrade, so let's bring in this extra hero. We still have all of our heroes, and we're ready to go for war. I think that would be tremendously helpful for players in the future. And there we have it. Definitely some interesting information from Supercell in this one. If you guys enjoyed this one and you want to see a video about the new Frozen Arrow equipment, I recommend checking out this video right here.